Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? I'm in shock, to be honest. As you can probably imagine, I monitor the traffic stats on demolitionnews.com like the proverbial hawk. Yesterday was the website's busiest day in its near 14-year history, and not just by a little bit. The number of viewers yesterday was almost 80% higher than our previous all-time high. And I've got no idea why. The upsurge was across the board, not just for a single article or video. Still, not complaining. Our show today is filled to the rafters with demolition and construction news, views, and action. So without further ado, let's roll that intro and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It's Tuesday, the 7th of September, and as that ever-present guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, who would want the poison chalice of the Grenfell Tower demolition? Bell rings the changes with a new 4x4 ADT. The UK's first Cat 315 GC has made landfall, and we have the video. McAuliffe Group has joined the Komatsu D71PXi club, and we go cruising with Mantovanivbenne. But first, let's see who among the rich and the shameless is celebrating their birthday on this day of days.
Happy birthday!
It's many happy returns to the monarch with the worst nickname, Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen, to the late great Buddy Holly, to I Will Survive singer Gloria Gaynor, and to Chrissy Hind of the Pretenders, and also to NWA rapper Eazy-E. And happy birthday also to actor Toby Jones. Had a beer with him once, nice guy. Many happy returns to them, one and all. Under normal circumstances, the proposed demolition of a 24-storey tower block would have the capital's demolition companies forming an orderly queue stretching right around the block. Such a project would provide a sizable chunk of income. It would keep a team of men and machines busy for months. A project of that magnitude could reinforce the reputation of an established demolition company, or it could put a less well-known demolition company on the map. But will that be the case when the government finally calls time on the remains of the Grenfell Tower? Demolishing a structure in which 72 people perished in a fire back in June 2017 would be difficult and emotionally tough enough. But with the investigation into the cause of the fire ongoing, with the government having failed to address the potential fire hazards in similar structures, and with no suitable monument to the deceased yet agreed, any demolition will now take place under the sort of scrutiny normally reserved for a royal family scandal. Structural engineers have reportedly told the government that the tower needs to be demolished. That will have come as no surprise to anyone in the demolition business, but it has quite clearly come as a shock to the families of those killed in the tragedy. The fire itself and the fallout from it and from the subsequent investigation has been an emotive subject, and that is very evident in an open letter from Grenfell United responding to newspaper reports of a planned demolition. I'm going to try and read my way through this, so bear with me. It is with shock that we read the Times article today, given the promise the government that no decision will be made on the future of the tower without full consultation with the bereaved and survivors. The government has engaged with fewer than 10 of the bereaved and survivors on this matter to date, and with such a wide range of viewpoints across all affected families, we struggle to understand why this would be pushed through so quickly. Given what we went through, safety has always been paramount, and we've had previous assurances that the tower can be kept safe for as long as it needs to be, and that it poses no risk to the community around it. Given the limited legislation passed since the Grenfell fire to keep people safe in their homes, the glacial process of removing flammable cladding, and the daily reports of the links between the government and the construction industry, it seems to us that removing Grenfell from the skyline while the inquiry and police investigation still continues to serve only those accused or those that haven't acted. How can the tower be demolished before the legal process concludes when no judge in the land can confirm it won't hinder future criminal prosecutions? Justice is important to us all, and anything that may prevent justice must not be an option. Many of the Grenfell community accept that the removal of the tower will always be a case of when, not if. But the timeline needs to be decided by the bereaved survivors and community, not the government, who have done nothing to make the changes needed to prevent it happening again. Demolition companies have got to earn a living, of course they have, and when the order to tear down this tragic tower actually comes, plenty of demolition companies will likely throw their hard hats into the ring. But this is a project that already feels tainted even before any demolition is approved. And it's certainly not a job that I would want.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
And we go from the aftermath of one tragedy to the aftermath of another. On the 13th of January 2012, the Italian cruise ship Costa Concordia ran aground, capsized and later sank in shallow waters after striking a reef off the coast of Tuscany. 32 people lost their lives in that incident. There then followed one of the largest maritime salvage operations in history. The vessel, which was longer and heavier than the Titanic, was refloated in July 2014 before being towed by a flotilla of 8 tugs to Genoa, the port from which it had been launched some 8 years earlier. Not that this is important to the story, but myself and the long-suffering Mrs. Demolition News saw the stricken vessel at Genoa when we docked during a Mediterranean cruise back in 2019. Anyway, the flotation devices used to get the vessel back to Genoa have now reached the end of their viable life, and their demolition has been charged to a Mantovanivbenne SH550R Eagle shear. Check this out. The Eagle really has landed. Regular viewers will recall that we recently brought you details of the rebranding of Terex trucks to Rockback. Well, we're back in the field of articulated dump trucks, this time with the fine folks at Bell. The company has just released a new video of the B45E 4x4 truck that it showed at Bauma back in 2019. The front half of the truck is essentially the same as the 6x6 counterpart, but the 4x4 unit is powered by a 390 kilowatt inline 6-cylinder engine from Mercedes-Benz. The standard Bell cab is spacious, offering great visibility and comfort while ensuring safety and productivity. But enough of me waffling on about it. Let's take a look. The UK's first Caterpillar 315 GC excavator has made landfall, and it's gone straight to work with Ashbrook Limited. Our resident expert in all things Caterpillar, Peter Haddock, was straight on the case, and he has produced a full-length video of the machine that you can see by following the link that I'm about to add in the chat right now. However, Peter, being the good guy that he has very kindly allowed us to compile our own edit using his superb footage. So crank up the volume and take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here today with Paul Pitney of Ashbrook. Brand new machine, the brand new Cat 315 GC.
Terrific job, Peter. Everyone else, make sure you go and check out the full-length version of that video. You can thank me tomorrow. You will find the link for that video in the chat as we speak. Now, speaking of Peter Haddock, last week we brought you a preview of a film that Peter produced on a Komatsu D71PXi-24 dozer that had just been purchased by the True 7 Group. Well, now McAuliffe Group has joined the D71PXi club. The machine features a second-generation intelligent machine control system that continuously scans the site and uses the data to plan the next pass for greater accuracy and productivity. So congratulations to McAuliffe Group on its new acquisition, and also to Marubeni Komatsu for securing yet another order for this superb machine. There should be a button here somewhere.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Well, that pretty much wraps up this morning's show. I'm off on site today with my mate Chris Charlton over at CJ Charlton Group. So all things being equal, I'll be able to share details of where I went on tomorrow's show. I will roll the outro in just a second before jumping over into the chat to see what's on the menu today. But I will be back here on the morrow, same time, same place, for more of this old stuff and nonsense. But until then, have a great day. Stay safe. Look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. And as always, thanks for watching.